Hey, everybody. Hello.
Hi.
We're happy to have you with us on this Monday of Thanksgiving week. And we are doing something super exciting today. We're going to be doing some cooking with Anne's mom.
I am very excited about this. This was something that we just decided to do this weekend.
Yeah.
We had kind of made a final decision that in light of COVID, we would be staying home by ourselves this year and just cooking at home. And so we wanted to do something that would just help us interact with all of you here on our Facebook page, as well as celebrate some of our family traditions. So we're excited to have all of you here with us today. If you are just joining us, we always love to hear where you are watching from. So if you can just in the comments, give us a little shout out, let us know you're here, and tell us where you're watching from today.
Hi, Legsy.
We always, Ligsy's on. Hi, Ligsy. So that's always fun to see where everybody is all over the place. So our friend Kay Johnson is here. And hi, Kay. We're glad to have you here as well.
And stick around, Kay, because we might have.
Yeah, I just sent her a message. So anyway, let us know where you're from. But in terms of Thanksgiving, like I said, we're going to be home alone this year. We're going to be making a big Thanksgiving feast, but taking what we don't eat to some of our friends and people in our community. So we're excited about Thanksgiving, but one of the things we're really going to miss is just spending time with our family. My mom was recently married earlier this year, and she and her husband Harvey just live up the road a little bit in Lincoln, Nebraska. And so we asked her to come on today, and Steve's mom will be coming on tomorrow to share a few of our favorite holiday recipes. So today we're going to welcome my mom from her home kitchen in Lincoln, Nebraska. So
without further ado,
here's my mom, Carol. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
Take a deep breath. Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous. You're fine. Everybody here is very nice.
I know.
So y'all just need to give my mom a little bit of encouragement in the comments. This is the first time she's agreed to do this with us and be on a live broadcast, but I know she's going to do great. And she's going to be sharing with us today one of the things that she's always asked to bring at every family gathering, and that's her deviled eggs, right?
And Cheryl says that she's looking forward to this. She took over for her dad and doing deviled eggs for all the family meals, so that's nice. And Lois, your cousin, says hi.
Very good. Lois is my high school cousin.
High school friend. I got
Yeah.
who was the cousin. Sorry. Anyway, well, Lois says hi. So
yeah. So, Mom, why don't you just tell us, first of all, welcome to Postcard Jar Facebook Live, and thank you for agreeing to do this.
You're welcome.
It's a favor.
It's a favor. It's a favor. We're calling it a favor. But I think Harvey was glad because then it made sure that he got deviled eggs this week for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Yeah, and he's in the background there watching the camera. So maybe you could just tell us a little bit about how long have you been making deviled eggs, and where did you get the recipe or learn how to do this?
Well, my grandma Link loved to make deviled eggs every time we go to Kansas. That would be one of the things she had either in the summer or for holidays, but she loved to make those. In fact, the egg plate that I'm using was my grandma's.
Oh.
And I suppose when I really started making them many years ago, when my parents celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, we were going to have the event catered, and we checked to see how much deviled eggs cost because that's one of my dad's very favorite things. They were 45 cents a piece, and I said, "There's no way I'm going to pay that much for deviled eggs."
What?
For their 50th, I made 260-some deviled eggs and transported them to Fremont, Nebraska. So that's how I started. And then I've made them for Thanksgivings and Easter, and I even made them for your wedding reception, if you remember.
We do, and as I recall, they were some of the first things to be gone, and it wasn't like you only made a dozen; you made a ton. But
yeah. So on our wedding day, we actually got married at 10 o'clock in the morning and had a brunch, And then later that evening, we had just our family and a few close friends for kind of an outdoor barbecue. And so my mom, what time did you get up in the morning to
3:30 because we had to be at the church at 7 for pictures. So I got up and made deviled eggs at 3:30 in the morning. I love you a lot.
A lot.
a lot. So yeah, my mom's deviled eggs are all they are a love language actually for her, I think. So she's made a lot of them over the years. Now I will tell everybody she was very nervous to do this today, not because she's not great on camera and great off cuff, but she's never made this few deviled eggs
in
before.
her life, right? You make about what? You make about 3 dozen minimum, right?
Minimum 3 dozen, yeah.
So how many are you going to make today?
This is just a dozen. I'm very nervous, so.
Okay, I think it's gonna go great. All right, so do you have a recipe? Did you have your grandma's recipe or how did you?
I guess I just make it up as I go and I taste it as I go and everybody seems to like it. So I don't think any batch is ever the same, but I still use the same ingredients, all the time.
Okay, so Mom, I just want you to know that your stepson, Stephen Johnstone, says Carol's deviled eggs are practically their own food group. Stephen knows a good deviled egg. He eats a few of them.
Yeah. And my son-in-law Jody and Steve and my husband.
People. These are really good deviled eggs. My dad likes them.
Yeah, your dad.
Yeah, but my brother Stephen, he can pound some deviled eggs, let me tell you. So anyway, we're glad that they were able to join us as well. So let's get started. How are we going to start? It looks like you've got them already boiled and separated.
And I think one of the biggest tricks that I've learned over the years is to buy your eggs for any holiday 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time. And that way they're so much easier to peel after you hard boil them.
Oh, so that's the key.
Yep. Well, at least for me it is. And then I have a Cuisinart. I put the egg yolks in the Cuisinart. Can I start adding some ingredients now?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Well, I like a lot of mustard in mine. Like I said, I don't measure it, so I don't know.
Now, she did share with us all the ingredients, and so you'll just kind of have to play with it a little bit, start small, and then add.
Yeah, so we'll share sort of her recipe. So about how many times did you go around there? About 6, 7 times?
My husband's watching. He said about a quarter cup.
Okay.
And then this is, I'm going to blend this now because I don't want to make them too soupy.
Okay, so is that your Pampered Chef spatula?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so before you start that, Mom, I wanted to let people know that my mom told us ahead of time several of the kitchen accessories that she uses are Pampered Chef products.
This one is.
And she doesn't sell Pampered Chef or anything.
And we don't either.
We don't either. But our friend Kay Johnson, who I just saw is on here, she is just a brand new Pampered Chef dealer, and I know she'd love to hook you up if you need any of these products. So that spatula, one Pampered Chef spatula of, what was that?
Hellman's Light Mayonnaise.
Hellman's Light Mayonnaise, yeah.
Light. So if you need a spatula like that, Kay Johnson can hook you up. And
Kay just commented about the egg report. So she's actually a blogger that we know and follow too. So.
Yeah, we've known Kay for a few years. And like I said, she just started doing Pampered Chef. So Kay, if you don't mind sharing a link to your Pampered Chef site in the comments there, that might help somebody out. Okay, Mom, so you're getting ready to blend.
So she pulsed it a few times.
You got to put a little more mustard in.
Oh, needs a little more mustard. You got to look at it. And a few more squirts, 2.
See, I'm sorry. I don't measure.
Somebody asked about a Pampered Chef egg pack.
Oh, I love that. You can put the inside in the freezer, and it keeps them cold for quite a long time. It's one of my favorite things from Pampered Chef.
So yes, it is, Crystal. That's your answer.
Okay, then I use just a tad of sugar to counteract the mustard. I would say maybe a tablespoon.
A tablespoon or so of sugar.
And some salt.
A little salt.
And what kind of salt are you using?
It's an all-natural sea salt. I use maybe a teaspoon. And I like a little bit of white pepper.
Now, why white pepper instead of the black?
Because then it doesn't show up in your eggs. It doesn't hurt the color of the eggs. Okay, I got to try this again.
So another blogger we know, Sarah Boers, also has that Pampered Chef spatula, and she loves it. So
yeah, I have all of them. There's all better spatula. Oh boy! So you didn't pulse that. You actually.
Well,
get that run.
I got to feel the texture here. Oh, that's a little stiff. And now at this point, I put in the apple cider vinegar. It's the only kind I ever use. I love it. I use it in everything. It's Bragg's apple cider vinegar.
What was it? Bragg's?
Bragg's. B-R-A-G. Okay.
I'll just say, Mary Bates, Nick is right. Deviled eggs are great. So this is simple how to make them here.
Okay, and then I forgot. I put a little bit of ground mustard in it also.
Again, like a teaspoonish?
Oh, half a teaspoon maybe.
A teaspoonish maybe? Okay. This is the good part. Yum.
Steve's getting hungry.
I am. I wish I were up there to just help test. Sarah Boyer says this is her kind of measuring. You look, you pour, and you look again.
So what are you tasting for there?
I like it to be a little tangy and sweet. I think it's pretty good right now.
How's the texture? Good?
The texture's great. And then this is my other, I got you this for Christmas. Remember, Steve?
Yeah. Show that again up close so we can see it here.
He came over on the first Thanksgiving that Ann and Steve were married and asked me if he could learn how to make my deviled eggs. And, of course, we had to offer him a Bloody Mary or two.
And, of course, how do you turn that down at your first Thanksgiving at your in-laws?
So by the time he got home to help Ann with Thanksgiving dinner, he was feeling no pain.
I wasn't very much of a help.
Anyway, I got him one of these for Christmas. Have you ever made it? Have you ever used them, Steve?
We have used that Pampered Chef device. I don't think I've ever made it, though, with deviled eggs, because every time we have deviled eggs, you brought them, which has been a wonderful thing. So this was a good resource for me to have this recipe again.
All right, let's see how we go here. Yeah, I think I did okay with the consistency, guys.
Okay, now that thing that you're putting that in, what is that? Some kind of decorator?
It's like a cake decorator.
And then which tip do you use for that? That's another Pampered Chef product, yes?
It's just,
Oh,
I don't know.
The last ingredient, Paula said she missed it. That was ground mustard, right?
Mustard and the apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, ground mustard, yeah.
And we will show all of the ingredients in a comment as well.
Yep.
Okay, so then.
In fact, I'll post that right now.
Hang on just a second, Mom. We're going to post all of the ingredients. We'll put those in one of the comments so you guys have those. We copied this from a notes document, so it kind of blended everything together.
Wow, it didn't work at all like it was supposed to.
Yeah, we'll put together another recipe, though.
It'll look better later.
Yeah, we'll get that to you later on. Okay, so you take your Pampered Chef. Can you
slow down?
Slow down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, you're just getting in a
You're
roll
going.
there. Can you
So,
tell?
let me tell you the secret. Especially when you're making a small batch like what I'm making right now, you don't want to run out of filling. So you start off and just put maybe a full teaspoon in each eggshell, and then you go back, because if you put too much in the first time, you may not have enough for the rest of them. So I just put a little dab in to begin with.
And that way each egg gets some. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, then you don't skimp on any of them. So then.
And you're just pushing down and then pulling up, so it's kind of like a little star or a little.
Yeah. And the cake decorating thing does all the work. You just push on it. This is my second one that I've owned. I broke the other one wore out.
Well, 250 deviled eggs at a time, it'll do that, I suppose.
Yes, it is.
Jane Steer Mom from Canada said that she has a tip for peeling eggs. She says don't boil them, put them in a steamer over simmering water for exactly 13 minutes before cooling in ice water, and the shells just slide off.
Even the fresh ones. That's a good tip too. Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, Jane.
I've heard people have cooked them in their Instapots too, but I don't think you're real fond of those, are you, Ann?
I'm scared of the Instapot.
I'm not.
I did see someone this week on Instagram that they put their egg in the rice cooker on the steamer on the rice cooker.
I'm laughing because Jamie Cowan asked, "What's the tip for keeping kids out of them before it's dinner time?"
Do you have any tips, Mom? How did you keep Steven out of the deviled eggs before?
Put them in the basement. They didn't want to go down there.
Oh, hide them in the basement.
Yes. Remember the year we hid the mashed potatoes from Steven?
When what?
And we hid the mashed potatoes from Steven.
Oh yeah, my brother Steven.
Who likes deviled eggs?
He likes deviled eggs. He also likes potatoes and gravy. So one year, as a joke,
He's a good man.
We took all of the mashed potatoes and we hid them. And we put everything out and everybody acted as normal and we started filling our plates. And he started freaking out that we didn't have potatoes. And we just told him that we just decided not to have mashed potatoes that year. And yeah, that didn't last very long. He knew it was a joke. Anyway. Okay, so now you go back and make them pretty.
Susan is glad she's not the only one who's scared of her Instapot.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I even had a double yolker today. Those are fun to fill.
A what?
A double yolker.
It had double yolks. So it has two little spots to fill it with filling.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So then that comes out kind of perfectly then.
Well, and then usually, now this is just a dumb thing that I do, but I usually get up early on Thanksgiving or whenever we're going to have it. I never make them the day ahead because then they get kind of runny. But usually for breakfast that day, I take the rest of what's in here and put it on a piece of bread and have an egg salad sandwich.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Egg, whatever. That's kind of silly, but
that's your Thanksgiving breakfast.
That's my Thanksgiving breakfast. Yes.
I love. So, do you have any Thanksgiving memories from your childhood? And what was Thanksgiving like when you were a kid?
Well, my grandmother had a kitchen that was about 4x4, and it was very small, but she always made the most beautiful meals. She made individual little gelatins for every plate in those little tiny Jello molds. And my job every year as a child was to put put a leaf of lettuce underneath the Jello and put a little dab of mayonnaise on top of it with a maraschino cherry. And I've only used them once. They were a lot of work, but I did use her Jello molds. And
what a fun memory.
And then the other thing, you just top it with a little paprika. Makes it kind of pretty.
There's action here, so I'm trying to zoom in on you. Yeah.
Okay. See, that's easy. And then they're gone.
Talk about these two containers and how you take these places.
Pardon?
Tell us about the difference in the type of serving dishes and how do you transport these to somebody's house for Thanksgiving?
Well, this Pampered Chef has a nice lid. And you just that's covered, and then I just put foil over the other ones or saran wrap. But they keep pretty well. All right, let me move that. Can you see them okay, Ann?
I can. Does anybody have any questions for my mom about her deviled eggs?
I wish I could have one right now. I just want to reach through my screen and grab one. They're so good.
And we always used to have to say,
Harvey, thank you.
There's
Thank you, Harvey,
Harvey.
for doing that. I somebody had to. I wish it were me, but I'm glad you got to.
Oh, man.
Stephen asked for making mashed potatoes and gravy next. So.
On Thanksgiving, we always had to sit in the bedroom. The kids never got to sit at the big table until we were adults. So.
Now, did you tell us a story about making a turkey once?
Oh my gosh. I was under the age of 30, so that was my excuse, not hold to it. But had a brand new kitchen, had the whole family for Thanksgiving, and I probably had never made as big of a turkey if I'd ever made a turkey before. But we baked it, all the food was ready, the gravy was ready, took the turkey out of the oven, and it was definitely still bleeding. So everybody's standing around wanting to eat, and I didn't know what to do with this turkey. So we tried to stuff it in the microwave and finish cooking it. And I think that story came up every year for the next 20 years about how, you remember when Carol tried to finish cooking the turkey in the microwave, and it wouldn't even, you couldn't even shut the door. We in there. It was definitely not a very good turkey. So.
Oh, gosh. Well, your granddaughter Megan just said, yes, I have only been allowed to sit at the adult table since I was age 21, I'm pretty sure. Or she's only been allowed at the adult table since she turned 21.
Right.
You had a lot of grandkids. I wanted to show a picture. Oh.
I was real quick. Barbara Kavanaugh asked about something being sugared. The answer is it was the last ingredient was the ground mustard, but there was some sugar in there.
Yeah, so. And we'll share all the ingredients when we get done with this broadcast. We'll share those in the comments for all of you. But yes, Megan spent a lot of Thanksgivings at your house when you lived in Crete. And I think we have a picture of you and some of your grandkids, not all of them. How many grandkids do you have now?
Oh gosh, 11 from my family, 2 on Harvey's, 8 great-grandchildren, and that's it for now. But
okay, so we wanted to take a break and show a picture. This is you. My stepdad, Mark, passed away several years ago, but he and my mom were married for a long time and had this beautiful blended family. And I wanted to show this picture of them on the front porch steps with some of their grandkids. Down in the front in that plaid dress, that's our daughter Megan in there, and some of the other grandkids. So there's Carol with that same apron I think that you have on today.
Yeah, we each had their corn husk because he was a corn miller. He worked at the Bungie in Crete.
Yeah. Very cool. So lots of good Thanksgiving memories, and deviled eggs are definitely a part of that, that's for sure.
Well, we used to have between 35 and 40 people at the house, and it would take lots of time cooking. I cooked 2 turkey breasts, a ham, and a regular turkey, and that was when you kids were all in college, and so everybody would want to take leftovers home. So finally, I just said, bring your own containers, because I never got my other ones back. And then everybody would start filling up their containers after dinner, which is really nice.
Yep. Mix the leftovers.
I had to hide a little bit of turkey so we could have a sandwich the next day.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving dish? What's your favorite on your Thanksgiving plate?
My favorite is probably the dressing.
Mm.
And sweet potatoes. And deviled eggs, of course.
Do you have a favorite pie?
Oh, gosh. I was thinking about that today. Because we had so many kids, I always tried to please everybody. So I would make a pumpkin, a pecan for Marky, a raisin cream for Laura, a cherry for Jody. I mean, I made pies for everybody, so they all had their favorite pie. And then I ended up sending them home with them so that we didn't have so many temptations. But I would probably say pumpkin is one of my favorites.
With a lot of whipped cream, right?
A lot of whipped cream, yes.
Well, we are so glad that you agreed to do this and show us how you make your awesome deviled eggs. I know you don't have exact measurements, but we will share all of the ingredients with all of you in an easy to read way.
We put it in a comment, but it's not easy to read, so we'll fix that.
Yeah, so we'll fix that up for y'all, and hopefully you guys can make them. And certainly if you have questions, you can go back on this feed and just ask a question, and we'll either find the answer or Mom can answer it herself. What will you be doing on Thanksgiving Day?
I'm going to make Harvey and I a dinner. We're going to dine by ourselves. We decided that was the smartest thing to do. And it'll be our first Thanksgiving together as a married couple. And I have a 16-pound turkey, so somebody may get some leftovers as well. Because I bought it, and I don't know how we'll ever get through that. But the biggest problem for me is tummy
casserole.
What's that?
Soup, casserole.
Right. But we're going to be alone. But I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and just stay safe.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, thank you for doing this. We will certainly miss you around the table on Thursday, but I'm sure we'll call or Zoom or something. And again, we always want to take opportunities like this to thank all of our healthcare workers. I know Megan is going to be working on Thanksgiving. And we just talked to lots and lots of people across this platform in the last couple of days with family members who are going to be working on Thanksgiving. So we just want to give a special thank you to all those people as well. But it is important to stay safe this year. A couple more comments, Mom. Just lots of people saying thanks. You are precious. You're adorable. One says Carol and Ann talk the same.
Megan points out that 2014 was wild, and then she put a picture up. So I'm kind of curious what that picture looks like.
Yeah, I can't see the picture. I'll have to look at that. Oh, yeah, I think we had just
zillion pies.
Just a few. Yeah, we never have a shortage of pies, it seems, at Thanksgiving. So
I know. Well, have a good one, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for joining, and thank you, Mom, for everything that you've done. We're very thankful to have you in our lives, and even though we won't be in the same house on Thanksgiving, we certainly will be thinking about you guys and just being thankful that you are healthy and safe. So anyway, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Before we go away, I wanted to remind people that tomorrow at 4:00, Steve's mom, Gail, is going to be making his family's,
frozen salad.
Traditional, it's called Mardu's frozen salad.
Yeah, Mardu is my great-grandmother, and it is not a holiday without it. It is a wonderful treat, and she's making it. And it'll be here on this channel.
Here on Tuesday at 4:00. And then on Wednesday at 4:00, my stepmom, Deanna, is going to be making one of my favorite desserts, chocolate pie. And it was a recipe from a very popular restaurant in Lincoln, Nebraska that she got many, many years ago from someone. So she's going to be making that here on Wednesday at 4:00. So we hope you'll tune in for those as well. And again, thank you to my mom, Carol Johnstone, and to Harvey for running the computer and the camera. You guys have a great Thanksgiving, and hopefully we'll see you from a distance soon. So love you.
Bye-bye.
Thanksgiving, everybody.